It was
Okay.
to the far right, but it was there.
Okay. Very good.
We're probably being a live stream now. You know how YouTube is. You never know when it actually starts. Anyway, let's just pretend. Welcome to the Mystic Warrior, everybody. Ishmael, BA. BA is our guest today. BA, we'll start with you. I'm sure we're already live. How are you doing today?
I'm doing amazing. I just got in the door just now. I went to this like brand new sushi restaurant down the street from me and it was really, really good. I got this it was like raw salmon and they put it like on a stick and lit it on fire. And if you ever had anything like that before, but it was really, really good. And
Wow.
yeah. hmm
I love it. I'm going tonight. Is it in Boston? That's me on the plane.
Yeah, get on the plane, come back here, come to Boston, bring Ishmael, and let's all get salmon, on fire.
Yeah. I love it. We were talking about salmon on fire today. It's amazing. Ishmael, how are you doing?
I am doing very well, my friend. Just extremely busy these days, but it's all for the best. I'm working on a new book. I'm almost done with the chapter that is going to segue into our Cosmic Origin Volume 2, which is going to be awesome. So I'm going to release that chapter with the second edition of our Cosmic Origin. I'm thinking hopefully in the next couple weeks to 3 weeks. We'll see how it works. But other than
Wow.
that, I'm doing great. Got my laptop stolen a couple days ago, as you know. So I had to get a new laptop.
Oh my God, I didn't know that. Where was it? Where'd they steal it from?
I don't know. It could have been Starbucks, CVS, or Vons. Those are the only three places I went to. And it was my fault, BA. I left my door unlocked. So if somebody sees that as an opportunity to see like what's in the car that's valuable. And the way I see it, and I even told Taylor about it, is that that person probably needed a few $100s. And, it just all worked out. I'm
Yeah, exactly.
not going to be hating on that person.
No. Well, listen, as long as you didn't have like anything on there that like they could like take or like, copyright infringement. I don't know. I always think of like stuff on my computer that like I would not want anyone to see that just like stuff I've been working on or like just ideas and stuff like that. So hopefully you're okay in that department.
Oh, yeah. Immediately, I went to the Apple store and I retrieved all my information, all my files, luckily. And then I deleted, or what is it called, where you just reboot the other one?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Booted
Yeah.
it from a distance. So even if they tried to, you know, go in my stuff, they wouldn't be able to access anything after all. It's just going to be an empty laptop.
Perfect. Well, all the knowledge is in your brain, Ishmael, right? You got all that knowledge in that head of yours. So
Well, it's not necessarily inside this little, 5 inch with 9 feet across. It's actually it's all around me. It's a field of energy or intelligence that I actually tap into. So, and that's one of the things that I like to just, clarify for people. Most people think that our brain is inside this little thing. Our brain is a field of energy, and it's really beyond our body. It's not just within our body. It's all around us. And that's the reason why we're able to communicate telepathically. We just need to tap into that.
I love that. I want to learn more about that. Taylor, do you know that it's not just your nice brain inside your head, that there's other things like he's talking about? This is really cool.
Oh yeah, we talk about the galactic channeling from the 12 chakras in our starseed class.
Mhm.
So most people don't know that beyond the seven chakras, there's an eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, and 12th, and that includes like the soul star chakra, the spirit chakra, the galactic chakra, and all the way up. And Ishmael talks about his process for his starseed downloads and the Kriya Kundalini yoga that he does to access that.
Ooh, I got to take one of those classes. I haven't taken one yet. I got to learn all about this. It sounds so interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it.
How are you doing, buddy?
Oh, me, I am doing pretty well. I'm doing pretty well. I am, we have our things are coming up that are very exciting. We're making some major headway here in the world of the entertainment industry in LA. It looks like we are working with a new person. We have a producer who's getting our stuff out there. She told me last night to be careful about what we say at this point because things are
Yeah.
moving fairly, quickly, and she doesn't want us releasing anything that, that's misinformation. But that said, we are putting together this massive project, and BA Sarah's coming out here for a while in a few days. BA is coming out too, and we're going to start the process rolling. So, yeah, man, I know I'm being a little vague, a little cryptic, but BA, you want to answer more in the same cryptic way I have?
That's good. We got to keep the audience guessing. You know what I mean? Like, I like to be private anyways, like with just everything in my life. I don't like to let people know what's going on. I just like to come out in the scene. It's like, oh, here I am and working on this behind the scenes. You guys had no idea about it. And then they're like, whoa, when were you doing all this? It's like, yeah, I don't tell people my business. I just like to come out and like wow everyone, you know?
Yeah.
On that way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way to do it. Otherwise, you're going to ruin the surprise, you know?
Exactly.
You got to allow for a little bit of suspense. Otherwise, you know, it's not going to come out the way you want it.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Well, Ismael, you have a look for TV too. Like you definitely do.
Yeah.
Thank you, BA.
You're welcome. Yeah. Everyone, I feel like there's certain people that have a look for TV and then just some people that they just look average. And I feel like the three of us just don't look average.
And our producer agrees, and she said, is Ishmael available for guest appearances on the TV show to talk about starseed cosmology? And I said, of course he is. Ishmael would love to appear in as a guest star occasionally and talk about his work.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting pumped up now. It's going to be so much fun.
Talk about the war with the Dracos and the AI and 5D ascension, spiritual warfare, all of it. Talk about the whole history of the galaxy and starting 998 billion years ago.
Yeah.
It's a long time. Earth time.
Yeah.
I was actually hoping, this is kind of like a side note, but obviously you guys know like what's going on in Florida right now, different parts of Florida. So I just was wondering if you guys would want to like maybe do not necessarily a prayer, but I have a lot of friends right now that are in Florida and they're like really not doing so well. Like they've lost homes and things like that. So I feel like it would be a nice little shout out just to say like our prayers are with you, everyone in Florida right now. And yeah, just sending you good vibes. It's like really scary what's going on there right now. It's just people are losing everything.
I know. I've been seeing on Instagram alone, I've been seeing people have been posting things, reels, homes that are like, so they're like swimming pools inside houses, you know, cars flooding, roofs taken, ripped off houses, people just swimming in their own living room. And it's just crazy.
Yeah. There was like I saw a video like right before I came on here. There was like a seal like just randomly going down like the street. Like it was just like I'm like, is this real right now? It looked almost fake, but no, it was real. Someone was like recording it.
Right. Yeah.
Like gators, like just randomly just like on the street. Yeah. So it's just crazy. It really escalated.
Wow. Yeah. So I agree with you. We should focus our attention and our thoughts, prayers, you know, to the people that have been affected.
Yeah.
Good call.
Because I put myself in their shoes. Like if I lost my home to a flood, my roof was, you know, ripped apart, and I have no house insurance or renter's insurance. I'm screwed. I'm screwed.
Yeah. It makes you appreciate it because like we were just talking about like someone like stealing your laptop. Like imagine if someone like you lost everything. Like it makes you really like, you know, even though that stinks, like it makes you really appreciate like what you have, you know, because these natural disasters, you know, when they happen, you can't avoid it. It just, you got to prepare. I don't know. I would be horrible in that situation. I honestly just have a ton of candles and maybe a flashlight with one battery in it. So I would just be a complete nightmare over here if this happened in Boston. It's like not even funny. I would not survive anything like that. I would need like masculine men around me just to like handle it for me and just say, all right, BA, let me take you out of this. Let me take you away from here. And yeah, other than that, I would be in here with Rocky floating around. So yeah.
I would be to Boston in 2 days, maybe less, and I would pick you up on my motorcycle too, so we could go anywhere, and Rocky could go with us.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you call a true friend.
That'd be long 2 days.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what friends are all about, right?
Yeah.
Seeing each other out.
Friends, baby.
Yeah. So what do you guys like normally like talk about on this show? I mean, I've watched a couple episodes. Like you guys just like talking about all masculine things. Like, what are we doing?
That's right. We talk about martial arts and weightlifting. No, we actually do usually just take questions from the audience. which are usually Starseed 5D Ascension based questions. But right now, actually, I just have to say, people are talking about in the comment section that there was a shark in the streets of Florida.
Yes,
Yeah, I mean,
saw that
that's
too.
just,
So dangerous to be swimming in those waters.
dude, that's insane. Imagine a shark on a city street. I'm not
Yeah.
laughing. I just like, it's shocking. It's just like, holy
It's
fuck.
shocking.
Yeah. Ishmael, you want to take a stab at what is the divine purpose of things like hurricanes? Because somebody was putting in the comment section, why didn't the galactics save us?
All right. Well,
Yeah.
as you guys know, we are living in prophetic times where we're ending an old age and we're going to be beginning a new age. So all these natural disasters are all part of the unfolding of a new age. You know, it's Mother Earth releasing a lot of dense energy. Some people believe that it could be HARP, you know, by the good guys in order to destroy the underground tunnels that exist over in Disney World. A huge pedophilia network.
Mm.
Um, you know, there's many opinions as to why this is happening, but overall, I think that it could be just Mother Nature just saying enough is enough, and it's her way of purging all the negative dense energy that she's been holding on to. Because you have to remember, Mother Earth is a living entity, and just like how we have emotions, she has emotions, and I think she's pretty much been abused a lot for thousands of years. So I think she's just like really just reacting in a way where she's letting go of all these negative dense energies in the form of course of natural disasters. So yeah, a lot of it has to do with the idea that we're ending one age, not the end times, because the world has never ended. It's that we're ending one age and we're in the cusp of entering a new age. And before we enter this golden age, as we end the dark age, things are going to climax on a geopolitical level, right? And that's what's happening right now with the Russian pipelines being destroyed. It's and rumors of war and nuclear threat and all that stuff, and all these natural disasters and monkeypox and illnesses and disease. I mean, all that stuff was predicted, not only in a lot of the religious texts, but also if you read like the prophecies of Nostradamus. Even Nostradamus talked about these things that were going to be happening at the end of the age of Pisces. So
You know,
it could all be prophetic. What do you guys say?
I mean, even beyond Nostradamus, I believe it was the 2020 election during the debates when they went around the room and asked each politician what was the most important issue right now that we need to be focusing on. And at the time, Tulsi Gabbard said nuclear warfare with Russia. And everybody thought she was a total alarmist. She has a military background, served over in Iraq, I believe. And she was just laughed out of the room for that answer because, at that time, there wasn't this Ukrainian conflict, or at least, there was more diplomacy going on that everybody objected to, of course. But the reality is that is, a clear and present danger to it's an existential threat to our way of life that, I don't know why we are prodding this issue of nuclear warfare with Russia. And I don't want to get too into the politics of it, but the threat is real, okay? The threat is real. And if that happens, this can be a major disaster for the entire globe.
I could definitely assure you guys that if it leads to that, then that's when the Galactics will intervene.
Yeah.
At that point, the Galactics will execute a divine intervention. And
Yeah.
the reason being is because this planet is the ark of the multiverse. We carry, the seeds and flora and fauna and the greatest diversity of genetics from across the entire universe in one spot. So of course they're not going to allow their living library to be destroyed in a nuclear, holocaust. So yeah, at that point, I think the Galactics will intervene. But the only reason they haven't intervened is because I don't think it's going to get to that point. I think that it's probably it's leading to a final takedown of the cabal, And that's why Trump is trying to negotiate things with, with Russia in a peaceful way, and not allowing, and telling Biden not to, whatever, he's against the idea of, sending, uh, I guess, military down there, but he's trying to do it in a diplomatic way. So in a way, like if he pulls this off, you realize that he's probably going to get a Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts of preventing nuclear war, which means that a lot of people are going to begin to like him, which will actually work in his favor for coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So that could all be politically strategic. I can't even say
Strategic.
Strategize. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
What do you think, BA? What do you think about all this? What do you just think about humanity's existence, natural disasters, our life purpose, anything you want? You got the floor.
Okay, so this is kind of I think all these kind of like weird thoughts. So I was thinking, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the government can control the weather, and all those type of things. Like I don't know, I kind of go down like that deep dark hole that some people don't want to go down. So I've like kind of researched these kind of things, and I've learned that they can control the weather somehow, some way. So I was thinking that like because Florida, they have like, it's no surprise like Biden doesn't like DeSantis. Like I call him DeSantis daddy over there. Like I wish he could be like my governor over here. He's just really been an amazing soul to everyone that lives in Florida. And now they've been hit so hard. I like really thought for a second, I'm like, imagine if like the government, because they hate him so much, like just decided to like invoke this crazy disaster. And then like I really thought that. And then like now everything's in turmoil, and it's like, okay, so now DeSantis and they have to pick up the pieces. It crossed my mind.
That's
Ishmael?
another.
I wanted the dramatic suspense.
I know.
after you
It's
said
like
that.
dun dun.
Just leave her hanging, Ishmael. Don't say a word. Yeah, Ishmael, what do you think of that? Do you think this is a man-made?
Yeah, like, what do you think about like do you think that that's a possibility if they can control the weather with like all this crazy technology and stuff?
Well, yeah, they have. They've been it's called weather modification, and the technology that they've been using for that is called HARP, and it's something that the cabal has been using for like over 50 years now.
See,
Yeah.
confirmation. I was on point, so I think that was a possibility.
But the thing is, it's like the dark hats shouldn't have access to that technology anymore.
No.
So it could be, again, a strategy or strategic move by the white hats. You never know. It's just that I hate the fact that there's so many like innocent lives that were suffering as a result of this. It's like, but again, it's all part of the prophecies.
So
Yeah,
hopefully DeSantis can pull through, because he's got a lot in his plate right now with Florida, like a lot. So, I mean, when there's hope, there's DeSantis. Not to be all politically, I know
Yeah.
political channel and stuff, and everyone has their own views, but as it relates to HARP and things like that, like that's where I'm going with that, essentially.
Yeah, I have semi different political views than you two. I'm definitely not a Democrat or Republican. I'm full libertarian. So I don't believe in the two-party system. I think that is a huge part of the problem in America, is that we're basically dealing with a one-party system, which is, the military-industrial complex, which is, tied in with big pharma and the automobile, oil industry, and all that. So I'd like to see all of that reeled back. I'd like to see military go back to, just national defense instead of occupation in 130 countries around the globe. So anyway, I'm not a water carrier for any party. I don't mind admitting that, and I'll probably, I'm definitely just going to vote Libertarian in 2024. Dave Smith, my boy. So anyway, though, I respect everyone's political views. I love doing spiritual work for Republicans and Democrats alike. Doesn't bother me at all. I see this. That's all a very cultural snapshot of where we're at right now when we're dealing with, themes and ideas, concepts that are, very, very timeless, since the dawn of creation. And this is mystical energy here. So it doesn't matter what party you associate with. Everybody is welcome.
I couldn't say it better myself. I agree. And it should be back. The way the founding fathers established our Constitution was never in a way where you had two parties. It was in a way where you could actually vote independently, and that's the way it should have been. Um, Everybody's opinion matters. So, this whole two-party system, as you guys know, it's like two sides of the same coin. They were both working for the cabal, of course, until 2016 when Trump came as a wild card again. But this is just what I believe in, and many do agree with that, and kind of overthrew the, Republican cabal-run political system by
Yeah.
coming as a wild card and throwing a monkey wrench into the deep state's agenda. And to me, that was like a huge turnaround. But yeah, essentially, ultimately, I do believe in the no party system, vote independent, because that's a real democracy. And that's the vision, I believe, that our founding fathers had when they established this constitution. They never, it was never about just two parties. It was about being independent.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's if we could go back to the original constitution, that would be great.
Yeah.
I vote for Ismael Perez. I vote for you. You have my vote.
And Taylor would be my vice president.
Exactly.
Let's
yeah.
run. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'll be the side guy with the dark mystique. I don't mind.
I love that. Wait, if I was the first lady, that would mean I'd have to be married to one of you guys, right? I'd have to be Ishmael's wife. Is that how that works? Or would it be like, could I be married to Taylor? How does that work?
Depends on who you choose.
You guys are funny. Oh, I'm just being funny. No, I know what that means.
Yeah.
But no, this is all like hysterical.
Yeah, we could just keep it a secret.
Oh yeah, we could just keep it a secret. Absolutely. Secrets are fun. I love secrets.
Yeah, you and I are good at that.
So. I love secrets. My hair's so big, it's full of secrets.
Yeah. We'll tell them one day, but
yeah.
You're getting a lot of love in the comment section, I gotta say. Shout out to Pure Soul. She's really on your page. So,
I love that. Oh, she's being so kind. That's what I was gonna go into. And a little like side note, it really is, it really makes me very happy when people write really nice comments, because it doesn't happen all the time. It's hard because just in this day and age we're at right now, there's obviously everyone has their own opinion. That's, no question with that. But, there's a lot of mean people in this world and they say a lot of things. Like, I've never been one to like talk about like someone's looks or like say anything negative. I've always been taught, like, if you have nothing good to say, don't say it at all. That's one thing my mom always taught me. So I'll never talk bad about somebody's looks. And I always look at the inside anyway. I look at their soul. That's how I look at people in general. Obviously, attraction is, the first thing when you meet people, but as it relates to just talking bad about people, it's never been something that I've wanted to be a part of, because it doesn't make me feel good. And I want everyone around me to feel good. So everyone watching, I appreciate all the kindness and all the people on here that watch us. I really appreciate when you stay kind. So thank you.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that saying. You shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but that's so true. Because people, there could be really good-looking people, and they're just rotten inside, and then there could be like, not attractive people, and they're like the most beautiful soul on the planet, radiating light and life, love and light. Yeah,
and those are the people that I want around me all day long. Over a pretty face, I'd rather have somebody with a beautiful soul that you said like radiates light. Like that'd be my choice.
Well, that's what we're moving into, I think, in this new age of Aquarius.
I agree. There's very little correlation between external beauty and internal beauty, really. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's one of those things that who you are on the inside that's all you're going to take with you, by the way. And what you do in this life is going to 100% determine where you're going in the next life. And it could be for the better or it could be for the worse. So, this ephemeral shell will be gone. So you have to, if you're an attractive person, you have to make sure not to abuse that or exploit that for your own personal gain, because the gods are always watching, and there is such a thing called life review on the other side where, you're really put under a microscope, all the things you've done. And that has nothing to do with humiliation. It's not to embarrass you. It's only so your acts can be re-experienced by yourself from the point of view and the perspective of those you have affected. So it's a simple equation. If you have affected people more positively than negatively, you are creating this good karma for yourself that will ultimately lead to your next incarnation, whatever that is, whatever form that is. But that form will be in direct relation to what your last life was. Now, if you've accumulated a massive, massive stack of negative energy, if you have only put garbage out in the world, or even worse, trauma, pain, murder, things like that, assault, all of that, whew, man, that life review, it's not even, you're not even going to be punished in the traditional sense, like corporeal punishment or capital punishment or anything like that. What it's going to be is experiencing all of that through the point of view of those you've affected. And that is going to be so devastating that it's going to be like a 1,000 deaths, or more, the weight of it all. So be careful, guys. Be careful. Everything we do adds up.
I agree.
Well stated. Yeah.
Yeah. Think a lot about this. I thought a lot about this when I was in the hospital. I was in the hospital multiple times, probably for about total of 2 months over the last 4 years, just like lying there getting like these divine downloads about life and death, and the going to the other side, the near-death experience, the celestial realms, and life purpose and all this. And like everything just started to make sense when you look at the evolution of the soul as a very cause and effect type of experience, cause and effect. And that has to do, that's, a one-way ticket to karmic lessons, and basically being in control of our own destiny and our soul's evolution by doing ultimately what we feel is right, while also taking major risks and having a first-class experience in our incarnate form. So it's a fine balance, because the last thing the gods want is stagnation. Everything has to be about growth and progress, and it does have to be about risk, but it can't be risk at the expense of other people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Agreed. That was so beautiful, Taylor. It really was. Perfectly fun.
Speaking about near-death experiences, have you guys ever died and came back?
I've never flatlined, but I was close in the hospital with my autoimmune disease. My breathing was so shallow that I was actually, I was having major hallucinations, especially with the medication I was on. But I haven't done the traditional flatline for 5 minutes, then have been resuscitated and said, holy fuck, like I was actually dead, So what about you, Ismael? Have you flatlined?
Yeah, 3 times in my whole life.
What?
Yeah. The first time.
Back.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Apparently I do have a mission here. They wouldn't let me go. They're like, nope, you got to keep coming back. You got to fulfill your destiny. All righty. But the first time was when I was, I guess, right before I was born. The doctors came back and told my dad there's some complications. You have to make a choice. We could either save your wife or your child. And of course, he thought, well, we could always have another child, save my wife. And then a couple hours later, the doctor comes back and says, oh, we have great news. We were able to save both of them. So even from the beginning, when I was born, I wasn't supposed to be born. Okay, supposedly. That's what my mom told me. And they told my dad that the only way they were able to save me was to give me some sort of a plastic vein. I still needed a vein but they put it in my right ankle. Yeah. And it's like the wing disc. It's the wing disc, the sign of the gods. That's supposedly that's a plastic vein that they put in me, but it is in the shape of that. So I don't know what
You
that
have
means.
plastic vein in you?
I do. I have a plastic vein, but it is the shape of it. It's like when you look at the scar, it looks like this, like the wing disc, like the sun disc, with the wings.
Yeah.
But in the center, it's like a pyramid. It's like a triangle at the top, and then you have the wings. It's kind of interesting.
That is one of the coolest things I think I've ever heard you say. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's personal.
Well, thank you for sharing that. That's really deep.
Yeah, and then the second time I died, I was in high school. This was back when I was exploring LSD, and I think I took too many tabs once, or was it 2 tabs, but they were like really, really strong, and I just, for whatever reason, my body just stopped. I lost consciousness. I stopped breathing, and they called the ambulance, and I just remember waking up in the hospital. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Let me rewind. I remember being in the ICU, and my spirit was leaving my body as I was seeing the doctors trying to use the shockers, those shocks that like supposedly touch
Yeah.
the heart.
Defibrillators.
Is that what they're called? Okay, so they used it about the first time didn't work, and I was just there floating, just seeing the whole thing. I was like, "Fuck! I can't believe like my soul just left my body." So all of a sudden, I hear a dee, and oh, we lost him. We lost him. Go get the cables. Go get the cables. Boom, nothing. Boom, nothing. The third time, guys, boom, and I came back to life. And then all of a sudden, I just felt like my soul like zoop back into my body. I was like, "Oh shit!" And then like my eyes opened up, and they were there. And the third time was when I was 24. No, I'm sorry, 23. I got in a car accident. I got in a very severe, like to the point where they had to use the jaws of life to open up the car, rip the car open, in order to try to find me because I was like under all these gravel and rocks. I hit the mountain, like all these huge rocks and gravel came down and they crushed my car. They don't even know how I was alive. The doctor said that if it was anybody else who had that impact, um, you know, they wouldn't have made it. So they called me a miracle. So I was on life support for 2 weeks with like broken clavicle bone, collapsed lungs, a few other bones that were broken. And I lost so much blood. And then because I do have that rare blood type, it took them a while to get me the blood. So the doctor called me a miracle. He said, nobody under these circumstances should have survived what you survived. So that was called a miracle. And so yeah, I was on life support for two weeks when that happened. So those were the three times where I felt like I died and I came back.
You want to give us some stories from the other side? Do you have any NDE stories to share with us?
Um, the only thing I remember was just hovering above my body, and during the second time, and
Yeah,
just seeing them like use the those things, those shockers, the
yeah.
volts, whatever they're called, to jumpstart my heart.
Defibrillators. Yeah,
Defibrillators. Okay,
yeah.
so that's all I remember. But when I died the third time, um, I had no recollection of anything. Yeah, it's almost like I was in a coma. I don't know. It was weird, but they did say my heart stopped, and um, they didn't even know if I was going to make it. So it was either that or I was just going to be in a coma for the rest of my life. So those were the only two options my family members were given.
Well, as a Lyran, sounds like you have 6 more lives left.
Apparently.
Yeah.
What about, so you guys never experienced death, huh? And came back.
No,
No, my
DA, what
mom's
about you?
my mom's friend, it was a guy who used to work for you've heard of Mac Makeup, possibly.
Yeah.
He used to be a makeup artist for Mac, and um, he told us like a couple years back that he just had like a random like heart attack in bed. Like he
Mhm.
was like by himself, and he said all he remembered was that he felt like his heart stop, and then like he saw this huge bright light, and then like you were kind of saying the second time I think that you died, that you almost like levitated or saw yourself like you
I
like were
was
The
above.
body.
hovering. I was
Yeah.
hovering in the ceiling and I was like watching down on them do that, that thing.
Yeah, so he was watching himself like laying in bed, and he just said that it was just the craziest experience, but he felt like very light and very free, he said. But all he remembered was a huge bright light, kind of like the ring light that's behind my computer right now, and just it was so bright. And then I'm trying to remember what else he said after that, but he said that he heard something saying like it's not your time yet, and then he fell back into his body, like he felt like himself like fall back into his body, and then he was awake, and he tells a story all the time. That's the only thing I've heard from somebody that's had that happen to them, so
Yeah.
I can't confirm or deny it.
No, it's yeah. I mean, it's a common story that the NDE and the being removed from the density of our physical body, I hear is a very, very euphoric experience. Of course, not to those who are plagued with fear and guilt, then it can be terrifying, but I think to people who are at peace with themselves, letting go of the density of 3D is just, it's the most relieving thing you can ever imagine. And oftentimes, even though people still have a purpose to fulfill in this life, having to return is one of the hardest things. It's like waking up from the most incredible, absolutely blissful, perfect dream, and then being thrust back into a nightmare. Until you know, you just start living again and you find out what that purpose is.
That is so true. That is so true. And you know,
Yeah.
every time you experience that and you come back, you become more, you begin to appreciate life more. And you know, it
Yeah.
changes you. It does. It makes you more, it makes you just want to be nice to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in my case, you know, when I came back when I was 23 and I died and I came back, like I think my perspective in life just shifted where, yeah, I was just like the nicest guy ever. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
I see things in much more cosmic and universal ways after like the fucking 4 years of medical experiences I've had. Like I see everything in the timelines by which I experience things are much, much longer and deeper than the average person. You know, I see the connections that we have in terms of multiple lives, in terms of soul contracts. I actually really believe this shit. I know a lot of people post all of this stuff, all this spiritual, all these concepts that I don't really think they live or believe in. I know the three of us here actually do, and that's part of what makes the mystic arts what it does, is because we actually, like Sarah and I, like her and I talk all the time, NBA, and these are the things we actually talk about all the time, and we apply all of these concepts to the people we know. You know, we're not just doing it for show and then in our private lives, we're just these, you know, gossipy pieces of shit, you know, like behind the scenes or out to get anybody. Like we really actually explore like our Akashic connections and try to understand what this whole journey is about, why we're all together, and all the people that have come into this life for better or worse, and what the lessons are for them to either heal them or to not repeat them or whatever it is. Do you guys know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah, makes perfect sense. Speaking of near death experiences, have you guys ever heard of the concept that when people die, they say that it is a trap to go into the white light, like when they see the white light at the end of the tunnel? Have you guys ever heard of it?
I've heard mixed reviews on that. What about you, BA?
No, I'd love to know what you mean, Ishmael.
Oh, I mean, I've heard from different people that are in the spiritual community that say that when you die, it's actually a trap done by the archons and the negative, the gray aliens and the bad, you know, and the Draco, where they put like a light where I guess it's like an attractive place where you just want to go to and you think it's like heaven, but it's really not. And what they're doing is they're just recycling your soul. That's what I heard from certain people. So, you know, I'm just letting you guys know. I mean,
Yeah.
I never died and saw the white light to like tell you guys exactly, you know, what's beyond the white light. But you know, these are just rumors or assumptions, perhaps based on people that have died and came back and saw the white light, and then when they got there, you know, it was a bunch of gray aliens.
Oh, fuck. Oh, they took the white light from us too, huh?
Stop taking everything from us. What's going on?
I know. I would rely on my intuition. I'm very intuitive, so at that point, I would just have to vibe it out. I'm like, I feel like I would be able to suss out whether, you know, that white light was some kind of artificial device to harvest my soul or whether it was genuine. So at least I hope I would. I don't know. I'm not afraid of death at all. I'm like, yeah, I'm totally fine with it. If I were in a plane and it was about to go down, I would be totally comfortable. Like, I'm totally comfortable on my motorcycle. Anytime I think about getting hit by a semi or something, I'm like, yeah, it's totally fine. I don't have a death wish, but I have no fear.
I can't relate to the actual like being in a plane, what you just said. Like if the plane's going down, I'm just freaking out. Like I'm totally gonna have a heart attack before I even hit whatever I'm gonna hit or whatever the plane's gonna hit. That's my biggest fear. I hate flying. Everyone that knows me knows like you know, it is what it is. Like I have to have a couple drinks when I fly just to relax because I get so much anxiety. It's really, really bad. And I can't calm down. So God bless you, Taylor, because I could never just be like, all right, well, the plane's going down. So it is what it is. Had a great life. Bye.
I wasn't that way until like my fourth hospitalization. Then I was just had this like just surrender after that. I'm like, it doesn't matter to me anymore. Like, you know, we're gonna go. I'm not suicidal, but it's just we're gonna go and we're gonna go. Like, you know, it's just the pain is so fleeting. I mean, like especially in like a plane crash or like being run over by a semi on a motorcycle. I mean, that's like it's as close to instantaneous as it gets. And so if you're not afraid of the pain, then all there is left to fear is the journey, and the journey actually excites me more than anything.
Mhm.
How about you, Ishmael? What are your thoughts on death? Are you afraid of death, or do you not care at all, or
Oh,
a
not at
little bit of
all.
both?
But I also believe that we're not going to die. That this is the final incarnation, and these are the bodies that we picked to immortalize and take to the next realms. Due to the solar flash, of course.
Yeah. BA, this is the body you picked. That's the
I
final
know.
avatar,
I
baby.
was just gonna say that. Yeah, I'm actually very happy with the body that I
Yeah.
picked. And anyone that has anything negative to say, that's just not very nice. I'm very happy with myself. I'm content with myself. I can look at myself in the mirror every day and say, I am a good person, and I'm happy that I chose this. Rocky likes it too. Rocky's on camera right now.
I think we all like it. I think we're all pretty happy with the body you picked.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I work really hard at it, as we all do, because we all
Yeah.
like work out and try to stay sane in these crazy times.
Yeah.
I have a really random question. Maybe Ishmael, maybe you can like answer this. So do dogs pick their body? Can you answer that? Did Rocky pick his cute little body?
That's wow. I've never asked such a question. Wow.
I threw you
Come
for
on,
a
Ishmael.
loop.
What about Rocky?
I have no clue, guys. That's a question I cannot answer. I'd be lying and
Yep.
making something up if I tried answering. I really don't know, BA.
I'll research it myself. But thank you so much.
That's
Oh, you're welcome.
That is Ishmael's answer is always my answer for animals too. I cannot speak for the journey of the animal's soul, the body they chose. I mean, Ishmael, you and I talk about how the 5D and all that, animals are going straight to it, of course. Like, their heart is so pure. But I don't know. I also don't know about, like, is that Rocky's final body? Or
Yeah, do you think
it's very
Rocky's
cute if
like,
it is.
come back
He's
just like a
winning.
cat?
No, I think that because we're all upgrading all the different kingdoms, I think that the souls in the mineral kingdom are going to be going into the plant kingdom as new souls come in and become the mineral kingdom. And I think the souls in the plant kingdom are going to go and graduate to the animal kingdom. And then in like manner, I think that the souls in the animal kingdom are probably going to go into the human kingdom. So in his next incarnation, he might just come back as a 6'3", built man.
Maybe he'll come back as Ishmael Perez.
I'm just saying, like, he could come back as a human in the next incarnation.
I would love that. I already feel like he is a human. I really do. Like, this dog is just like my soulmate. I'm telling you. Who needs men to have a dog?
Me and Rocky.
Oh my goodness, I cannot.
Yeah.
I think there were a couple questions in the chat. You guys said you answered some questions, right? Can I ask
a few questions?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Do you want to read them, BA?
Yeah, I just had one. So this one was for Ishmael. Oh my God, it keeps refreshing. There's tons of comments. This is really beautiful.
Yeah,
I love
it's
people.
cool.
Yeah. If you have a loved one who passed away 15 years ago and they have since been reincarnated, what version of them do you see when you both ascend to 5D? How will you recognize them?
Through the energy. It'll be, yes, you'll be able to sense their energetic signature. You'll be attracted to them through the energy.
Oh.
Yeah, because
the energy around us.
Yes, because it's still the same soul. So every soul has an energetic signature, and no one is alike. Everybody has a slightly different signature or energetic signature than anybody else. That's what makes us unique. Just like how everybody has their own index fingerprint, it's like that as well with spirits and souls.
Love that. I think there was another question too that was like about this. Someone wrote, I was married to a very handsome, blonde, blue-eyed man, and he was an ass. Okay, that must have been earlier chat.
Like I said earlier, external beauty and internal beauty rarely go hand in hand.
Oh, I found it, Taylor. Okay, so Joe Smart says, I have a question for Ishmael, please. Is the 12 strands of DNA and 12 chakra system separate? I.e., once your 12 chakra system is activated, does that mean your DNA is fully upgraded?
Yes, they totally relate with one another.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's the only questions I got for you.
Yeah, There's not a lot of the major starseed questions today. I wonder if a lot of the people on the live have now actually taken the class, since so many people have taken it, and it's been going pretty well. And people have been asking you direct questions in that class, so it's cool. I think people are your message is getting out there, Ishmael. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's a good thing. And speaking about classes, BA, you have a couple of classes coming up. Do you want to
Yeah.
share?
Yeah, sure. So October 4th, we're teaching the psychic clairvoyance class, Sarah, Ashley, and myself. Tuesday's are gonna get really crazy over here because we have two classes and then we have siren songs. So we have the psychic class and then we have astrology 2 on the same day. So those classes are filling up super fast. So everyone that follows us on here knows where to go. So the website, themysticarts.org, sign up. Limited classes are left. And I'm just super excited. It's been really amazing. And Sarah has taught for years. She was a teacher. So, that's definitely her niche. And so I'm jumping into that role too. And it's actually like really fun. I just love talking to everyone that's in our class. They're all super sweet and just ready to learn. So I'm pumped. So yeah, definitely. It's already coming up so quick. It's already the end of September. I can't even believe it. So October 4th is right around the corner, guys. So definitely sign up for some classes because we're going to hit you with all this knowledge.
And it's very affordable, I hear. It's not like my class where it's $222, right?
Yes. Yeah. So the astrology 2 is actually, believe it or not, only $44. And that's super cheap. It is going to go up. So we just did like an introductory price just to get people in so they can just learn.
It's the last time. It's the last time. So
yeah. So that introductory price is going to go up to what you charge for your classes, Ishmael. And then
we're going to do 44 to 111. We'll do 111 for a little bit, but ultimately it's going to go up to 222.
Yeah, exactly. And then the psychic clairvoyance class, that's $111 too, Taylor, right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Which will go up to 222 the second round of classes.
Yeah.
If people want to save money, they better get to signing up now before you guys rank up the price.
I know,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
People are writing about that meditation technique. No, Ishmael and I have not done that yet. Just bear with us. Ishmael and I are independently extremely busy. So we will try. Hopefully this weekend I can give you a call, Ishmael. They're talking about your Kriya Kundalini exercise. So, we'll let you know, guys. As soon as we have that committed to paper, we'll try to get that out there. Oh, and part 3 of this address questions. Part 3 of the astrology class is past and future lives. Past and future lives. So this is a class that really dives into the divination of astrology. So we're looking at transits, Davison charts, composites, solar arc, and all that. Very cool class. And then, my classes, just go to themysticarts.org, take a psychic clairvoyance with BA, and all of our astrology classes. They're all on a loop. So every 6 weeks, astrology 1 starts again, and it just goes astrology 1, astrology 2, astrology 3. Each one are 1 month long. So right now they're highly affordable and very, very good. What do you got, Ishmael?
Oh, yes. Some people are getting upset that lately I haven't been replying to their comments or their DMs. And I just want to let you guys know that I am just really, really busy. I get hundreds and hundreds of DMs, both on my Facebook and my Instagram. And I'm sure I probably get them at the Mystic Arts as well. But if I were to just take my time and answer all the comments, that would require about 5 hours a day. And I just don't even have an hour to myself these days. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, that's the reason why I haven't been replying to the comments in the last couple of months, because I've been really super busy. But I'm still doing my best and putting, content information, keeping you guys updated on like what's going on with the Galactics, the Federation, and all that stuff. I'm doing my best to at least keep that information, flowing. But it's getting to the point where it's just, it's hard for me to respond to all the comments or DMs.
You're getting an assistant very, very soon, honey. You're gonna need an assistant.
Yeah.
I think we all are at some point, but.
So I just don't want anyone to take anything personal, and just know that I love your support, every single one of you guys out there. that you guys are amazing, and just don't take it personal. I'm just really busy, and I love you guys all first, for your patience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you need a personal life too. You work so hard, you definitely need some time to yourself, and you can't spend hours and hours just, responding to everyone. It would take forever. You would never sleep.
Yeah, exactly. I would never sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rough. Like you want to respond to everything, but oftentimes when you do respond to some of the more friendlier emails, then they ask another question, and all those lead to their own threads. And like Ishmael was saying, it's like just personal time where you just need to kind of unwind a little bit. So that's why, I mean, guys, we do a lot of free content. We're here on the Mystic Warrior. Siren Song's all free. This is our way to we try to look at the comment section here as much as possible. This is our way of kind of responding to everybody on a mass scale, so you get it all at once. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, well, that is a wrap for the Mystic Warrior. BA, what's your closing thoughts? Without even pitching anything, what do you want to just say to people?
Oh, I'm just excited. Just want to thank you guys so much for having me on. I was super excited when you asked me to come on last week. And it's just really nice. It's nice to have some divine masculines in their power, and we're all just coming together. And I'm just so excited what the future is going to hold, because we're just going to keep rising, and we're just going to be some serious badass warriors. I love it.
Absolutely. Ishmael, you have some final words?
Yeah, just be at peace. Don't listen to all the fear-based porn. Stay grounded, and don't forget to protect yourself every morning when you get up. Surround yourself in a bubble of protection, because the spiritual warfare is intensifying at this point, and they know that we are about to hatch into metahumans, and they're trying to prevent that from happening.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for being here, and I want to wish everyone a good night.